Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome comedian and actor
Guy Torry.
Whoa! It's Guy Torry in the place to be. Got kicked out of Trump University. Now I'm in the mall doing comedy on Houston Life on NBC. Whoa! Whoa!
It's your life. Today on Houston Life, you just saw him. Comedian and actor Guy Torry will keep us laughing.
Plus, they represented their home country, Canada, and Houston in the Olympics. Olympians and Houston Dash players Janine Becky and Alicia Chapman are in studio.
And Houston happenings for the Labor Day weekend. It's all coming up on today's Houston Life.
And welcome to our Friday edition of Houston Live. Whoop, whoop, we made it.
Yeah.
TGIF. I'm Jennifer Broom.
And I'm Derek Shore. You've just seen him. Our first guest on the show today is funny guy, Guy Torry. Welcome to Houston Live.
Good to be here. Good to be here. H-Town. I love H-Town.
What do you think of Houston so far?
I come here every year. I've been coming here for the last, 12 years. I love Houston. I don't like the humidity, though. Y'all can keep it down.
We do a lot of hair
It's actually not too bad today.
Yes,
now,
you're right.
When you came out just now, you really just freestyled that?
Freestyle, man. You know, I'm not a rapper, but doing stand-up, when you're on stage and you live and you get a heckler, you got to be able to, be quick on the fly. So, we kind of put some things together.
So, Guy, you're known for kind of ribbing folks a lot,
Absolutely.
giving folks a hard time.
Absolutely.
Has anybody ever gotten mad at you?
Absolutely. It's funny because a year ago in Houston, somebody got upset at one of my shows and had a little altercation after the show. It didn't end well for him, but it happened.
What did he get?
I know, it's like, what happened to him?
Some of the jokes that he didn't like. I'm a Democrat, so he didn't like some of those jokes. But Jason Kidd got mad at me for 1 year for talking about his kid.
Talking about his kid.
Fantasia got mad at me for talking about her on HBO. So I caused trouble.
Now, Joan Rivers, she was the queen of comedy, and she said that, there's no topic that should be off limits, and we all have hard days, we all deal with disease and cancer, and she said, stand-up is the place where it's a safe space, and you should be able to explore those things.
The only topics I stay away from is I don't plus-size women. I think that's not funny. There's nothing funny about that. That's easy. And the C word. I won't talk about, unless I've had it, which I don't want it. I won't talk about cancer. I won't talk about that. Cookie? Not at all. Well, no, I talk about cookies.
Okay, got it. Now,
yeah, I talk about cookies.
Exhausted because when we were just sort of reviewing all of the things you have your hands in, it's a little bit staggering. Not only have you been in TV shows and in movies, and of course you have stand-up, but you seem like you are on. That's got to be exhausting to be on your toes all the time.
When you have a California mortgage, you got to have your hand in everything. It's high out there. But yeah, as you get older, I travel 40 weekends a year. I want to cut that in half. So you got to start going into the production and start creating your own lanes, your own opportunities. So I have a few projects that I'm working on right now.
Okay, but traveling that much, how do you have time to write a cookbook?
On the plane. In the plane, I'm doing a cookbook called Comedy Kitchen. It's my comedian friends and their favorite recipes. So I got one recipe in it, and then my comedian friends, they're bringing their recipes to it, like Cedric, the Entertainer, Billy Gardell, Kevin Hart, Tony Rock, Brad Williams. So yeah, a lot of my friends are doing recipes for the book. Rachel Feinstein.
So who's your favorite comedian to go and watch yourself?
It's a lot of them, because my mentors are my brother Joe Torry, Martin Lawrence. Eddie Murphy isn't doing it anymore, but I study a lot of Eddie Murphy. The Kings of Comedy, of course, Steve, and rest in peace, Bernie Mac, but those are my guys.
And Guy, you started acting when you were just 17 years old, so tell us about your very first break.
Just a kid.
17 years old. Was there just one gig that really made you feel like you had made it, or you were on the map and you were going places?
I think it was American History X. Doing American History X was my first dramatic film. And the director let me have fun, and then working with someone like Ed Norton, you got to bring your A game. So I think American History X was the movie that was like, okay, I'm a real actor now. It's not just doing comedy, but I'm acting now. So yeah, that was it.
But then doing also the big blockbusters like Pearl Harbor.
Pearl Harbor, yeah, that was an experience. Working with Cuba Gooding, who was already Academy Award winner. Michael Bay, who's a frantic, crazy director. And then doing Life with Eddie Murphy, Martin Lawrence, Bernie Mac, Anthony Anderson.
So what's more nerve-wracking, the acting or getting up on stage?
The acting.
Really?
The acting, because the acting, you're doing somebody else's words, you're playing a character, there's other people involved, there's marks you gotta hit, camera you gotta find. Stand-up is all you. You write it, you deliver it, you're everything. You don't have nobody else to worry about, it's just you.
But I would imagine though, going live, like this live TV, this doesn't
this
freak
is
you
wonderful.
out at all.
And by the way, there's this huge crowd out in the mall here at the Galleria.
You do have a nice crowd. You got some fans. I mean, is that typical for you when you travel around? Are people coming up to you and saying, hey, I saw you on Martin, or I saw you in this?
Every once in a while, somebody say, hey, you look like Brad Pitt, you know, Denzel. No, I usually get Flavor Flav, and I get the unattractive brothers. But no, they'll reference either Trippin' or American History X, which I get the most, where people have come up and said, we studied your movie in class, and I wrote a thesis statement on it. And I'm like, wow, really? And that movie is like 100 years old, but it's still relevant today. It was just on. Somebody just tweeted me yesterday, like, I'm watching my favorite movie, American History X. It's like, okay, thank you. Appreciate it. Ching, ching.
Okay,
Residuals.
So since we have a little bit of a crowd, can we get a little bit more performance from you?
Got to come to the Improv this weekend.
Yeah, you're going to be there,
Yes.
tonight, tomorrow, and then also Sunday.
Yeah, 2 shows tonight, 2 shows Saturday, 2 shows Sunday, the Improv. It's Labor Day weekend. I got some new jokes I'm working out. We're in a political race, so I got a lot of political jokes I'm working out. You know, I'm talking about relationships. And women love my show because I teach the guys how to treat women and treat women better. Because women don't get a fair shake in this world. So I try to, you know, make women's life easier through my comedy.
Throwing in a little girl power.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
You also have a project coming up called Hollywood Unsung?
Yes.
What's that?
TV One does these documentaries, these bio-documentaries on entertainers and like where they started and where they are now. And so they did one of me and my brother, Guy Torry, about our upbringing, about where we come from a school teacher mom and a veteran dad, a Vietnam vet, and how we made it to Hollywood and how, you know, the things we got going on right now. And it's deep because me and my brother don't really get along. So it really kind of forced us to kind of come together, and it's talking about the sibling rivalry, like real sibling rivalry, and the beef that me and my brother had, or have actually. So it was kind of tough to do because it's like, you know, we don't play well together. So, you know, this is going to be a real interesting
Y'all got
piece.
forced into the sandbox.
Yeah, we did. We did.
I also want to talk about, you do a lot of volunteer work.
Yeah.
And you give back a tremendous amount, getting out there and for the folks who have nothing.
You know, to me, it's par for the course. That's what we're supposed to do. It's nothing that I try to go out there and say, hey, look at me, or want to pat on the back for it. We're supposed to help others. So my Friend's House Foundation is a foundation in LA where we feed the homeless. Wednesdays, we go on Skid Row. We bring our own tables, we bring food, we bring clothes, we bring prayer, and we feed the homeless. We line up right where, you know, in the heart of LA where the homeless problem is. And it's a really, really good program.
So as funny as you are, you got a real good heart.
Oh, well, yeah.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, it's a little dark in there sometimes. That's why we do comedy, to cover up that darkness. But things like that is just something that we're supposed to do as humans.
Well, Guy, it has
so
been
awesome.
so nice chatting with you. And it's
Man,
such a skill, really. I still can't believe you just sort of made up
Freestyle.
your bit. Freestyle.
Freestyle.
Yeah, you definitely want to make sure that you catch Guy Torry over at the Improv tonight through Sunday. You can visit improvhouston.com to grab a ticket. It's definitely going to be a good time.